Hey there, friend. It's good to see you again. Today I want to let you in on a little secret hiding right in your kitchen cupboard. It's something so simple, so inexpensive, that most people overlook it. But for seniors like us, it might just be the most powerful item in the house. I'm talking about baking soda. And today I'll show you 13 surprising ways it can help you feel better, move easier, and stay independent. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you might just see this common powder in a whole new light. 1 heartburn relief. Let me tell you about my neighbor, Walter. He's 72, retired from the post office, and swears by two things: his morning walk and his evening cup of coffee. But for the longest time that evening, coffee brought him something else too. Heartburn. That burning sensation creeping up his chest, keeping him awake at night, making him reach for over-the-counter antacids that barely worked. One day over our backyard fence, he said, "Doc, I heard baking soda might help. Is that just old wives' talk, or is there something to it?" I smiled, because he was on to something. Here's the science. Heartburn is often caused by acid from the stomach traveling back up into the esophagus. That burning, it's acid irritation. Baking soda, also known as sodium bicarbonate, is a natural antacid. When you mix half a teaspoon in a glass of water and drink it slowly, it helps neutralize stomach acid almost instantly. No fancy brand names, no complicated labels, just simple chemistry at work. Important note, especially for seniors. You don't want to overdo it. This isn't something to use every day like a vitamin, but for occasional heartburn, it's one of the oldest, safest home remedies in the book. Walter tried it, and the next week he said, "Doc, I slept like a baby, no fire in my chest, just peace and dreams of fishing." 2 toothpaste power. Let me take you back to a story about Miss Loretta, a lively 68-year-old with the sass of someone half her age. She used to say, "My smile is my superpower." But one morning at our senior wellness group, she leaned in and whispered, "Doc, these toothpaste prices are ridiculous, and my dentures still get that funky smell." I chuckled, then told her something old school yet brilliant. "Have you ever tried brushing with a little baking soda?" She raised an eyebrow. "You mean that stuff I use to deodorize my fridge?" Exactly that. Here's why it works. Baking soda is a mild abrasive. When used gently on a toothbrush, it scrubs away plaque and surface stains without harsh chemicals. But even better, it's alkaline. That means it neutralizes acids in the mouth that cause bad breath, gum irritation, and even tooth decay. I explained, just dip your damp toothbrush in a bit of baking soda or mix it with a tiny drop of water to form a paste. Brush gently in circular motions. Not too hard, we don't want to damage the enamel. A week later, Loretta came back grinning. "Doc, my teeth feel smooth like they've just had a professional cleaning, and my breath, fresh as a daisy." Now let's be clear, baking soda doesn't replace your regular toothpaste completely. But used 2 or 3 times a week, it's a safe, natural, and incredibly effective boost to your dental hygiene routine. So if you're looking for a way to brighten your smile without breaking the bank, remember, that little orange box in your pantry might be your secret weapon. 3 foot soak for Ace. Let me tell you about Frank. He's 75, a former firefighter, and he's always been proud of being on his feet all day. But lately, those feet have been fighting back. "Doc," he said during one of our chats, "by evening, my heels feel like I've been walking on hot nails." I knew exactly what he needed. An old remedy that costs pennies and works wonders. A baking soda foot soak. Frank looked skeptical. "You're saying the same stuff I put in the fridge can help my feet?" Here's how it works. Baking soda has natural anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties. When dissolved in warm water, it helps soothe tired, swollen feet, soften calluses, and neutralize any lingering foot odor. Something no one wants to talk about, but we all deal with. I told Frank to fill a basin with warm water, add 3 tablespoons of baking soda, and soak for 15 to 20 minutes. No fancy foot spa required. Just a little time to unwind, maybe while watching the evening news or listening to his favorite Johnny Cash album. He tried it that night. The next morning I got a text. "Doc, you were right. Feels like I'm walking on clouds." This simple foot soak isn't just about comfort. It can actually help improve circulation in the lower limbs, which is especially important as we age. For seniors dealing with sore feet, arthritis, or just everyday wear and tear, this home remedy can make a real difference. So next time your feet are barking louder than your neighbor's chihuahua, give them a soak in warm water and baking soda. It's soothing, healing, and feels like a little bit of spa luxury right at home. 4-deodorant substitute. Now let me introduce you to Mary. She's 72, always dressed to the nines, and still volunteers at the local library 3 days a week. But one summer afternoon, she pulled me aside after yoga class and whispered, "Doc, I love staying active, but I don't love the way I smell after." She chuckled nervously, and I knew she wasn't alone. A lot of seniors come to me with the same concern. Sensitive skin that reacts to commercial deodorants, or just wanting something gentler and more natural. So I leaned in and said, "Mary, your new deodorant might already be in your kitchen. Ever tried baking soda?" She blinked. "Like, under my arms?" "Exactly. Here's why it works. Baking soda neutralizes odors instead of just covering them up. It balances pH and stops bacteria, the real cause of body odor, from thriving. And unlike many store-bought deodorants, it's aluminum-free, fragrance-free, and won't irritate most skin types." Here's what I told her to do. After her morning shower, take a small pinch of baking soda, about half a teaspoon, and pat it gently under dry arms. Or mix it with a bit of cornstarch to reduce any potential irritation. A week later, Mary told me, "Doc, not only did it work, but I didn't break out like I do with the roll-ons. And guess what? I smell great even after reshelving mystery novels all afternoon." Now, I do advise this. Test it first on a small patch of skin. If you're extra sensitive, you can mix baking soda with a little coconut oil to create a homemade deodorant balm. So if you're looking for a gentle, affordable, and surprisingly effective way to stay fresh without exposing your skin to harsh chemicals, reach for that orange box again. Because sometimes the best body care isn't in the pharmacy, it's in your pantry. 5. Skin itch relief. Let me tell you about George. He's 79, a retired park ranger, and still loves spending afternoons walking his golden retriever, Scout. But a few months ago, he came into my office looking a little uncomfortable. "Doc," he said, shifting in his seat, "I can't stop scratching. My back, my arms, even behind my knees. It's like something's always crawling on me." Now, many older adults like George experience dry, itchy skin, especially as we age. The skin loses moisture more easily, and things like indoor heating, soaps, or even laundry detergents can make matters worse. So I asked him one simple question. "George, do you have any baking soda at home?" He raised an eyebrow. "Sure, I use it to freshen the fridge." "Why?" "Well," I smiled, "it can do a whole lot more than that. Baking soda is a natural anti-inflammatory and alkaline substance. It soothes irritation and calms that maddening itch." Here's what I told George to do. Draw a warm, not hot bath and add about 1 cup of baking soda. Soak for 15 to 20 minutes. No scrubbing, no harsh soaps. Just let your skin soak in that calming solution. Then gently pat dry and moisturize with something fragrance-free. And for spot relief, mix a little baking soda with water into a thick paste and dab it right onto itchy areas. Leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes, then rinse. A few days later, George came back smiling. "That baking soda bath? A game changer." Scout and I are back to long walks without the scratching frenzy afterward. Baking soda works because it neutralizes irritants on the skin and helps reduce inflammation, without chemicals, perfumes, or expensive creams. So if you or someone you love is dealing with stubborn itching, from dry winter skin, bug bites, or even mild rashes, don't reach for the fancy lotion just yet. Reach for the orange box. Simple, soothing, senior safe. 6. Urinary tract comfort. Meet Evelyn. She's 74, a retired librarian, and still sharp as a tack. Loves crossword puzzles, hot tea, and keeping her garden in perfect shape. But a few months ago, she pulled me aside after a wellness seminar and whispered, "Doctor, I've had this burning feeling. Not bad enough for the ER, but it's uncomfortable. I think it's a urinary tract issue." Now, Evelyn isn't alone. Many seniors, especially women, deal with occasional urinary tract discomfort. And while it's always important to consult a doctor for persistent symptoms, there are natural ways to support comfort between visits. So I asked Evelyn a simple question. Have you tried a little baking soda and water? Her eyes widened. Baking soda? For that? Yes, baking soda can help temporarily ease urinary discomfort by neutralizing the acidity in urine, which may help reduce that burning sensation. Here's what I shared with her. Dissolve 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda in 8 ounces of cool water and sip it slowly on an empty stomach. No more than once a day, and only for a short time, just until you can see your doctor and address the root cause. Within a week, Evelyn emailed me. That little tip made a huge difference. I felt more comfortable while waiting for my checkup. Thank you. Now let's be clear, baking soda is not a cure for a UTI, and it won't replace antibiotics when an infection is present. But for many older adults who experience mild occasional urinary discomfort, it can offer a natural buffer, a gentle relief that's safe, easy, and affordable. Caution, always consult your doctor before using baking soda this way, especially if you have high blood pressure, kidney disease, or are on a sodium-restricted diet. So next time you or a loved one feels that familiar discomfort, remember this. Relief might just be hiding in your kitchen cabinet. 7. Gout flare-ups. Let me tell you about Harold. He's 78, a proud Navy veteran, and the kind of guy who won't miss his morning walk, rain or shine. But one chilly morning, Harold called me sounding frustrated. "Doc," he said, "I can barely put weight on my foot. My big toe's red, swollen, feels like it's on fire. It's gotta be gout again." If you've ever dealt with gout, you know the pain isn't subtle. It strikes fast, usually in the feet or toes, and it's often triggered by excess uric acid building up in the joints. But here's the surprise. Baking soda may help ease the sting of a flare-up. See, baking soda is alkaline, meaning it can help neutralize uric acid in the body. When uric acid becomes too concentrated, it forms crystals in the joints, causing inflammation and pain. By gently adjusting your body's pH levels, baking soda may help reduce that acid overload. I advised Harold, mix 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of cold water. Do it once in the morning and again in the evening, but only for a few days, never long-term. And just like that, within 3 days, Harold called back. "It's calmed down," he said. "Still tender, but I can walk again." I'm shocked. Of course, I reminded Harold, and I'll remind you too, this is not a replacement for medical treatment. Gout needs professional care, proper medication, and changes in diet. But for many older adults, a little baking soda may provide temporary gout relief, especially when inflammation is starting to brew. Important safety tip. Baking soda contains sodium, so if you have high blood pressure, heart issues, or kidney concerns, talk to your doctor first. You don't want to trade one problem for another. So if that toe starts throbbing and you're waiting for your next appointment, remember this gentle home trick, just like Harold did. A small spoonful of baking soda could be the calming nudge your body needs. 8. Energy boost. You might not expect this next one, but yes, baking soda can actually help with low energy levels, especially if you're feeling sluggish from certain health conditions or age-related fatigue. Let me introduce you to Mildred, 74 years old and as sweet as can be. She's one of those folks who used to be up at dawn, full of energy, baking muffins for the church group. But over the past year, she'd been telling me, "Doc, I feel like I'm moving through molasses. I'm tired before I even get dressed." Now Mildred eats well, sleeps fine, and has no major heart issues. We ran the tests, but one thing stood out. Her muscles were fatiguing fast, especially when she walked up her stairs or carried groceries. That's when I asked, "Ever heard of using a pinch of baking soda before activity?" Here's why it can help. Baking soda buffers lactic acid, the stuff that builds up in muscles during exertion and makes you feel tired and sore. When you take a small amount of baking soda before light physical activity, it may help your muscles work longer before fatiguing. I suggested Mildred try this. Mix 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water about an hour before activity, and only a couple times per week, not daily. Then go for a short walk, do some light gardening, or climb the stairs. Within 2 weeks, she was smiling again. Doc, I vacuumed the whole living room without having to sit down halfway. Now listen closely, this isn't caffeine. It won't give you a jittery jolt or sudden burst. Instead, it helps your body work a little more efficiently by buffering acids that make you feel worn out. But of course, I'll say this every time. Check with your doctor, especially if you have kidney issues or are watching your sodium. This isn't a magic fix. It's a gentle nudge to help your body find its rhythm again. For older adults dealing with energy dips, especially during chores or walking, baking soda might just be the silent helper you never knew you had. 9. Bug bite relief. Let me paint a picture for you. It's a warm summer evening, and 72-year-old Mr. Franklin is sitting on his porch, enjoying the breeze and sipping sweet tea. He's watching his grandkids catch fireflies in the yard until he starts scratching like crazy. The next morning, he called me up and said, "Doc, those mosquitoes got me good last night. I look like I wrestled a cactus." Bug bites might seem like a small nuisance, but for seniors like Mr. Franklin, they can be a real problem. The itching, the redness, and sometimes even skin inflammation can stick around longer due to thinning skin and slower healing. That's when I gave him this old-time remedy, one his grandmother probably used too: baking soda paste. Simple, safe, and surprisingly effective. Here's how to make it. Mix 1 tablespoon of baking soda with just enough water to make a smooth paste. Gently dab it onto the bite area. Let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, then rinse off with cool water. What does this do? Well, baking soda is a natural alkalizing agent, which means it helps neutralize the acidic toxins left by insect bites. That calms the skin, reduces itching, and helps ease swelling. Mr. Franklin told me, "Doc, that paste worked better than anything I bought at the drugstore. I even put some on the kids." Now, of course, if you have multiple bites or they get worse over time, especially if you're on blood thinners or have diabetes, you should always consult your healthcare provider. But for minor, everyday bites, this remedy is gold. So next time you feel that sting and see that red bump appear, skip the chemical creams and try the baking soda paste your grandmother probably swore by. Sometimes the best solutions have been sitting quietly in your pantry all along. 10. Bad breath. Buster meet Edna, age 74. She's sharp, witty, and always the life of the local bingo night. But she came to me one day with a hushed voice and a worried expression. "Doc," she whispered, leaning in, "I brush, I floss, but my breath still scares away the grandkids." We laughed together, but I could tell it truly bothered her. As we age, dry mouth becomes more common, especially if you're on medications for blood pressure, diabetes, or cholesterol. And dry mouth is a top cause of bad breath, also known as halitosis. So I shared a gentle, natural fix she'd never heard before. Baking soda mouth rinse. That's right. A simple rinse with baking soda can help neutralize odors in the mouth and not just mask them, like many minty mouthwashes do. Here's what I told Edna to do. Mix 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda into a small glass of warm water, stir it well, then swish and gargle for 30 seconds, twice a day, preferably after meals. Why does this work so well? Because baking soda helps neutralize the acids in your mouth. These acids are often what feed the bacteria that cause bad breath in the first place. Plus, baking soda helps gently clean the tongue and teeth, removing odor-causing particles that linger. And the best part? It's alcohol-free, gentle on older gums, and easy on sensitive mouths. Edna called me a week later and said, "Doc, I went to bingo and hugged every single person. No one flinched." So if your dentures, dry mouth, or diet are making you self-conscious, try this baking soda rinse. It might just freshen up more than your breath. It might bring back your confidence too. Remember, true wellness starts with comfort and confidence, even in the little things. 11. Balance body pH. Let me tell you about Walter, 78 years young, retired mail carrier and part-time gardening legend in his neighborhood. Walter came to me complaining of constant fatigue, mild joint stiffness, and frequent acid reflux. He wasn't sick, but he just didn't feel right. He tried over-the-counter meds, adjusted his diet, even gave up coffee for a week. Nothing worked. Then I asked a simple question. "Walter, have you ever heard of your body's pH balance?" He blinked. "Doc, I haven't checked my pH since chemistry class in 1962. We both chuckled. But here's the deal. pH balance is not just science class trivia. It matters deeply to how you feel, especially as you age. You see, many common foods in today's diet, processed meats, sugary snacks, coffee, even some dairy, can create an acidic environment in the body. Over time, this can stress your kidneys, weaken bones, and leave you feeling sluggish. That's where baking soda comes in. This humble kitchen powder is a natural alkaline substance. When used in small, safe amounts, it can help your body neutralize excess acid, promoting a more balanced internal pH. Here's the gentle method I shared with Walter. Mix 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda in 8 ounces of water. Drink it on an empty stomach once or twice a day, not with meals and not if you have kidney disease or are on a salt-restricted diet. Within 2 weeks, Walter said something changed. "Doc, I feel lighter. My joints aren't so stiff in the morning. Even my reflux is backing off." Now let me be clear, baking soda is not a magic cure, and it's not for everyone. But for seniors with acidic symptoms and no medical restrictions, this can be a simple tool in your wellness kit. Plus, science backs it up. Studies have shown that alkalizing agents like baking soda can help improve muscle function and reduce inflammation in older adults. So if you're feeling off, bloated, stiff, or sluggish, it might not be just aging. Your body could be asking for balance. And sometimes all it takes is a little pinch of baking soda and a glass of water to feel like yourself again. 12. Kidney support, mild cases. Now let me introduce you to Eleanor, a vibrant 72-year-old grandmother who loves her morning walks and baking pies for her grandkids. But recently, she started noticing something troubling: occasional swelling in her ankles and a nagging sense of fatigue. After a visit to her doctor, Eleanor learned her kidneys were not working as well as they used to. Nothing too serious, but just enough to raise concern. She was told to be careful, watch her diet, and keep an eye on symptoms. That's when I mentioned something surprising. Baking soda could help support kidney function in mild cases. Here's why. Our kidneys play a crucial role in filtering waste and maintaining the acid-base balance in our bodies. When kidney function declines slightly, acid builds up, making the blood too acidic, a condition called metabolic acidosis. This excess acidity can worsen kidney function and cause symptoms like fatigue, muscle weakness, and swelling. And here's the key: baking soda, being alkaline, can help neutralize this acid. But, and this is important, baking soda should only be used under medical supervision for kidney issues. For Eleanor, with her doctor's guidance, we started a gentle regimen. 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda dissolved in a glass of water. Once a day, monitoring symptoms and kidney function closely through regular checkups. Within a month, Eleanor noticed a real difference. She had more energy, less swelling, and felt more like herself. Scientific studies support this too. Researchers have found that baking soda can help slow the progression of kidney disease in mild cases by reducing acid buildup. But remember, if you have advanced kidney disease or are on certain medications, do not try this without your doctor's okay. For many seniors like Eleanor, a simple, affordable addition like baking soda can make a big difference in maintaining kidney health and quality of life. So if your doctor mentions your kidneys are not quite perfect, ask about baking soda as a potential natural helper, but always follow their guidance carefully. 13. Cleaning fruits and veggies. Let me share a quick but powerful kitchen secret with you. Something that can protect you and your family from pesticides, bacteria, and dirt lurking on your fresh produce. Meet Linda, a 70-year-old retired teacher who loves preparing healthy meals for her family. She always rinsed her fruits and veggies under the tap, but recently she started worrying about invisible chemicals and germs. That's when I told her about a safe, natural, and easy way to clean fruits and vegetables better than just water, using baking soda. Here's how it works. Baking soda is a mild alkaline powder that can break down pesticide residues and loosen dirt stuck on the surface of fruits and vegetables. Studies have shown that soaking produce in a baking soda solution removes significantly more pesticides than rinsing with water alone. Here's Linda's simple method I recommended. Fill a large bowl with cold water. Add 1 teaspoon of baking soda for every 2 cups of water. Soak your fruits or veggies for about 12 to 15 minutes. Rinse thoroughly under clean running water before eating or cooking. Linda said, "I felt so much better knowing I was giving my grandkids cleaner, safer food. And it's so easy." This small step can make a big difference in protecting your health, especially for seniors who may have a more sensitive immune system and need extra care. Plus, this trick works on a wide range of produce, from apples and grapes to leafy greens and peppers. So next time you prepare your favorite salad or snack, don't just wash, clean with baking soda, and feel confident you're reducing unwanted chemicals and bacteria on your food.